Plaintiffs Diane Jobert and her son Alan Thrower Jr. are suing the defendant for emotional distress. Alan dates the defendant's niece, and they claim the defendant had Alan falsely arrested for stealing a car that belongs to his girlfriend. Defendant Bernadine Davis says Alan did in fact steal the car, and she's countersuing for emotional distress because she claims Diane has threatened to kill her and her children.
All right. The plaintiff is suing her former sister-in-law for emotional distress, and the defendant is suing her former sister-in-law for emotional distress as well. I will let you start, Diane. State your case.
This is my son, Alan Thrower, and his girlfriend, Adiva. Mm-hmm. And we're here today because Mrs. Davis had my son arrested for a stolen car. So
True?
Mrs. Davis?
Yes. Okay.
On about April the 25th, my son comes home and tells me that Adiva's in trouble and the car was going to be towed, and could I come in and talk with the officer and try to help Adiva. Well, I was really concerned at the time because Adiva's mother, which is my former sister-in-law, had just passed. So I was really, really concerned as to...
Your mother?
Yes, her mother.
Sorry.
And...
so is your son dating Adiva?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And so when my son had sort of explained the situation as to a fight or an argument had happened at Mrs. Davis' house, and I'll let her explain that part of
Okay.
the
Do you want to stand up now, Adiva? Adiva, how old are you?
17.
17. Stand up. What happened?
The night that all this happened, me and Alan decided to leave off for a little bit at Aunt Bernadine's house.
So this is your Aunt Bernadine?
Yes.
Okay. And your mom was her sister?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay.
And after your mom dies, where do you go to live?
I stayed with Bernadine.
She stayed with you?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Me and him sitting in the car for a while, probably about 10, 15, 20
We
minutes.
had actually left though, and then
Came back.
but we was just parked outside of the house the whole time.
That's not true.
All right. Well, I will give you a chance. So initially you were at the defendant's house, at your aunt's house.
Yes.
Because you're living there after your mom dies.
Yes.
So then what happens?
We came back and Bernadine had all my stuff packed, me and my brother's stuff, and told us to get out her house. She's not dealing with us no more. And then when she told me I'm the reason why my mom is dead, that's when I lashed out at her.
How did you lash out?
Basically told her off.
Not the truth. What happened, it was 2:30, Judge, in the morning when these kids were out. Several times I have called the police and told the police, my niece and nephew are missing. Don't know where they at, and they need to
That
come
is a
home.
lie.
Do you have police reports
Yes,
to
I do.
substantiate the missing niece?
Yes, I have it all right here.
So thank you. All right. So on the night of the 25th, what happens at 2 a.m? Thank you, Douglas.
Alan and Diva and Josh and some other friend came to the house getting their stuff. I told them when they came to the house at 2:30 in the morning, I said, I've already called the
You
authorities.
wasn't finna let her in the house no way though.
It's my turn.
She came in the house.
She came in the house and got her stuff. The police was on their way because I had already called Child Protective Services on
Why
them.
did she get her stuff?
Because Child Protective Services was coming to pick her up because
How does the
several
Child
times-
Wait a minute.
It's not
Go
your
ahead.
business.
Wait a minute. Bernadine.
Yes.
Why is Child Protective coming to pick them up?
Because they have been coming to my house at night several times after 2:30 in the morning.
All right. So that night, the 25th, she comes home. You've already got CPS coming the next day to get them?
Coming that night, the police.
And when did their mother die?
Their mother died on the April 10th.
2 weeks later, you're throwing them out?
No, I wasn't throwing them out
There's
because
something
of that.
going on here. You've
Yes,
already
it is
called
something
CPS
going
to
on.
pick them up on the 25th.
I called them because they wouldn't come at home. They wouldn't obey nothing I said. They wouldn't obey any of the house rules. The house rules was for them to come in at 9 o'clock for Josh and 10 for Adiva. They stayed out. They were smoking weed, drinking, and
Cannot
partying
prove
and
that.
doing everything that they
That is
wanted to
wrong.
do.
That
And
is
because
false.
I was put in charge of them, I called
Who
the police.
put you in charge of them?
The Child Protective Services. Here's my letter.
Let's see the letter. Let me ask you a question. Diane, please stand up. You're a litigant. Remain standing. When your sister-in-law died,
Mm-hmm.
Did the children, there are 3 children of your deceased sister, they
Yes.
go to live with
Yes,
Bernadine?
Yes.
Okay. This doesn't say that
She
you,
never had legal custody of us.
that's what I'm asking for.
I was
never had legal
appointed
custody.
by Child Protective Services.
When did Child Protective Services make you the guardian? I'm not sure you've got legal custody of these kids
the
in the
day
first
that my
place.
sister passed away,
That is not
because
true.
no family member would take them on. It was 10 family members there, and because these kids' behavior was the way they was, they said, "Who could take over the kids until we go to court?"
All right, so this
I
is
was
an
the only
agreement.
one.
This is an informal agreement. There is no order of the court, CPS, or the police indicating that you have custody of those children.
That's
I don't
what
have
had.
anything.
That's what they gave me.
Okay, good. You want to stand up. Tell me, what is your name and who are you?
My name is Amada, and I'm her daughter.
All right, come closer. What was it like living at home with Adiva and her brother?
They had a good life at my house. Everything was fine until that night that they came home too late. And my mom called the CPS for them to come get picked up.
Why did your mom run out of patience so soon?
Because it kept happening over and over. Every single day that they were there, they were coming home late.
That's not true.
That is not true.
Okay, good. All right, tell me what happens with the car. Alan, sit down. Sit down for now. Adiva, what happens with the car?
The night that I got
April
arrested.
25th, yes.
After the fight, Alan calmed me down more because I'm still angry about her 2 daughters jumping on me.
Why did they jump on you?
Because I lashed out at her mother.
You
And they're-
lashed out at the defendant because you were being thrown out after your mother
Yes,
died.
and then the main thing that got me mad is
I
the
think
fact that
she
she
also
said,
accused her of killing her own mom.
but
Okay.
yeah, when she said that, that's when I just lost it. I didn't know, I just
Right.
lost it. And we drove off, and that's when the police came after us, and from then on, that's
What
when
did
I
you
got-
drive off in?
In my car, the Dodge.
Whose name is the
It's
car?
still in my mom's name.
It's in your mother's name.
Yeah, my mom brought it for me my senior year. She had her car and I had mine.
Did you call the police on the 2 of them?
Yes, I did.
All right. And what did you say?
I told the police that they left in the car. They had no license and no insurance, and I didn't know where they were.
Okay. And what did the police do?
The police just wrote the report, and about 2 weeks later, they arrest Alan in the car. It was late then, after 12 at night, and they brought the car to me with the keys. At that time, I had the police follow me over to my pastor's house, and I left the car there.
Let me ask you a question. Why are the police returning the car to you?
Because I was left in charge of my sister's well-being. That was her wish. If you
That was
notice
not
on the
her
letter,
wish.
it's
On
not
what
the
letter?
truth.
Heinz Hospice?
Yes, they witnessed that because my sister was so ill at the time of what my sister wanted to happen.
Okay. Now, Alan, what happens to you? Step up again, Alan. What happens to you that night?
I was driving the car and then
Do you have a license?
I don't have a license, but it was just I was dropping my little sister off, and I got pulled over. And then when I got pulled over, they said the car was reported stolen. I didn't know the car was reported stolen. I was already on the ankle monitor, because of a recent, something I had got into, but
Like what?
a little.
It was some things he was having.
Oh, he can tell me. If he's old enough to have an ankle monitor, he's old enough to tell me what he
Okay,
did.
well,
What'd you do, Alan?
me and my mom was going through it real bad, and
You fought with your mother?
I didn't fight with her, but we had a big argument, and
Mom, tell me. He can't spit it out.
Yes,
You spit it out fast.
We did get into a fight.
Okay, you
and-
had him arrested?
Yes,
All right. You had to do it?
yes, I had. To
All
do
right,
it.
it's called
Do what
tough
I have
love.
to do.
You get arrested that night?
Yeah.
For what?
for the stolen car. And then when they said I'm being arrested for the stolen car, I'm like, dang, like a stolen vehicle, this finna really be on my record.
Adiva, what do you say at this point? You're with him?
When he got arrested for the stolen car, I'm in Craycroft. I'm in the foster care place, and I called them,
Oh, it
and
was
then that's
2
when
weeks later.
Yes. And then I'm just devastated because this car wasn't she knows that my mom bought this car for me my senior year.
How does she know who took the car?
She reported the car stolen on
All right. On what date?
May the 2nd after she seen him driving the car.
Okay. Now, here is the issue. You are suing her for what?
For the emotional stress that she caused me, time off my job, being here today, the time that I spent with my sister, I haven't even had time to grieve over this because why? Diane has been threatening to kill me, kill my kids, calling my house. The police officer was the witness. Little did Diane know, when she was doing all those threats to me and my family, the police officer was right there. Diane, after that, the police officer left. She kept calling again.
Is that true?
And-
Yes, no. Don't lie to me.
Yes.
All right,
no.
what happened to the criminal charges? Go ahead.
I had a warrant out for my arrest because of her reporting that I stole the car, and I was
You were arrested for stealing the car. Forget the warrant.
Okay,
We're past
I got locked up again
And I
for
almost
that.
didn't graduate.
What happened to you? Almost didn't graduate.
He almost didn't graduate because
yeah.
she told the police that he actually came to her house to
And
steal that
told-
car.
yeah.
My point is that the police had released the car to me.
No, I didn't.
How did he go to her house and steal the car?
Well,
That's not true, Judge.
what did
It's a
you
money
tell them?
thing.
It's in the police report.
Show it to
not
me.
the truth.
Let's see it. The witnesses may sit down. The issue for the court is whether or not the defendant is liable to the plaintiff for emotional distress, whether the plaintiff is liable to the defendant. Unfortunately, this is a case that arose out of the death of the defendant's sister and the plaintiff's sister-in-law. The plaintiff is alleging that she suffered severe emotional distress as a result of her son being arrested, she's saying unfairly, because the defendant made a complaint regarding the car of her sister and alleged that he had stolen it. Now, were those charges ultimately dismissed?
Yeah, they dismissed it.
And did you graduate?
I graduated.
You were able to graduate.
Yeah.
All right. The defendant, on the other hand, is saying, look, as far as I'm concerned, I suffered stress from everything that went on, from the phone calls that were made by the plaintiff that have been corroborated by the plaintiff herself. It's also undisputed that the plaintiff's son was arrested as a result of the complaint by the defendant. And the allegation was that the plaintiff's son stole her sister's car. The defendant says that, look, I had the power of attorney. I had custody of these kids. I had the right to make a complaint regarding this stolen car. Wrong. You did not have the power of attorney over that car. The only thing that you've handed up to the court is a hospice letter that basically says that you have the power of attorney over a do not resuscitate. That is very different. This is a healthcare power of attorney versus a power of attorney as it relates to property. You made a phone call to the police. You were angry. Your sister died. She's got 3 kids. 2 of them come to you as a result of a family agreement. You try to pull the wool over my eyes and make me think that CPS gave you these kids? Hogwash. How dare you throw those kids out 15 days after their mother died? How dare you do that? They deserve a chance. And you know what? This kid almost didn't graduate because of your complaint. That's the difference between grand larceny and an unauthorized use of a motor vehicle. It was in your sister's name and it was given to her daughter. Her daughter had the right to drive it. Could they have arrested him for driving without a license? Absolutely. But when you said the car was stolen, you misled the police. And if there's anything I hate, it's people like you wasting the police time when they've got other fish to fry. Verdict for the plaintiff. So ordered.